What's up, Wildstar fans? Max here again. Today I'm going to bring you guys a different version of the Spellslinger's PvE solo DPS build here. So this one here is a much longer range build, and a lot of the merits about this is that you can pull from very far away, and if you're fighting really tough strong stuff that in boss fights out in the open world, 20-man bosses, or but you can do a lot of damage from far away with this build, and you don't even have to be anywhere near the actual target, which is fantastic. So how this goes here, go over the skills. Charge shot tier 8, totally. You want flame burst up to tier 5. Alright, you want arcane missiles here at tier 5, tier 4, tier 4, tier 8. And I like to have runic healing on my bar at all times, really, just as a in case, to always be able to heal myself, and then I can really, as long as this is on my bar, I can face tank just about anything that's out here in the open world. So I love having that there. So we got runic healing, just tier 1. We got gates at tier 1, void pact is at tier 8 for the cooldown and for the speed, and then rapid fire is also at tier 1. Okay, so having it spec like this is going to give us a lot of damage on the charge shot, and arcane missiles is going to refund spell power on hit, debuff the target to take more spell power, take more spell damage. And this here is also a spell, so we've got 3 spell damage abilities on the bar here, and then also got 2 more other physical damage abilities, true shot and rapid fire. Okay, so we're going to be using rapid fire instead of quick draw for our cooldown. And now I'm going to go here into the amp trees, and this is with the trigger fingers amp here. So landing a hit with quick draw, rapid fire reduces your assault and support cooldowns and utility cooldowns, which is void pact and gate, by 0.25 seconds, 0.5 seconds for the others. And then power surge increases your assault and support power. You want crit chance, crit severity all the way up. Alright, get that assault power all the way up. And then armor penetration all the way up. Yeah, 6% armor penetration. And now we're going to be using the killer amp out here for open world farming. If you wanted to take this into like a vet dungeon, then you could drop this amp here and you could go with critical surge. This will give you spell power on hit as opposed to having to kill the targets. Alright, but you're going to want piercing shots, totally for sure. And you're going to want deadly chain as well for sure. So this will increase your magic damage with each magic spell that you cast. And this just gives you armor penetration when you use spell surge abilities. Okay, so this surge damage here, using a spell surge ability, gives you more extra damage. Alright, and then Gunslinger here, after landing in a hit with an assault ability that has a cooldown, gives you empower and gives you extra critical hit chance. Pretty much all of your assault abilities have a cooldown with the exception of flame burst. Alright, so that's going to be awesome. So we're going to use these, and we're going to have these points here for the extra cooldown to our stuff, to our skills, all of them. And readiness, this is going to restore spell power while in combat every 2 seconds, 3. And if you're a bit of a and it'll also give you a bit of focus regeneration, which is for healing. So speed of the void I like to have out here in open world for extra mobility to get around. But if you guys don't want to use this, or if you're in instances, you could totally go with evasive maneuvers, and this is dashing, gives you defense. Instead of speed, you can take extra defense. So, and then 2 points for void pact to unlock this. So you're going to need all of your skill and your amp points to go with this build here. But for sure you want to get void pact, and for sure you want to get these points and trigger fingers. And then if you still didn't have enough points, then you could maybe drop one of these 2 abilities. You won't have as much damage, but everything else will still flow as nicely. Alright, until you get enough points to spec up those 2 as well. And keep these ones for sure. Alright, so we've got these. And now I also recommend, I'm not sure how your guys' default settings are set up, but if you press escape and you go to the controls tab here, input options, for relevant abilities, press and hold a key rather than double tapping. So for this build, I prefer to have this off so that I can press my charge shot once, start charging it up, press it again to release it, as opposed to having this on. Then I would have to press and hold the button down to keep my charge shot charging and then release it to fire it. And I really don't like that. I'd like to just press once and then press again to fire. But if you're using rapid fire, it's a lot more convenient to have this on, right, and just be able to spam that rapid fire by holding the button down. But for this, I prefer to keep it off. But whatever you guys prefer, just notice that that's what that will do to you. That's what that'll change it up for you. Alright, so now I'm going to go through the general basic build rotation. So you're gonna start with charge shot. Yeah, and you can charge this up from far away, and you can basically walk into your targets and then press it and hit them. Then your arcane missiles, flame burst, void pact, and then just start spamming a couple of shots of trigger finger of your rapid fire, and then your charge shot should be cooled down almost right after your void pact. And with 1 or 2 shots of rapid fire, it should be cooled down if it isn't already, and then you can hit him with another charge shot. So now you also have your true shot here, which is another really long range ability. This has 40-meter range, even longer than charge shot at 35, and you can use this as like a long range pull. So charge shot's long enough and it's telegraphed that it can hit multiple targets from far away. Right, so you hit him with that, and then a couple of shots of that, and another charge shot. So we're going charge shot, arcane missiles, flame burst, void pact, 1 or 2 shots of rapid fire, and then going back to the charge shot is the general rotation. But you can also use your true shot here to pull a bunch of stuff like this, and you pull here, and you pull here. And then you can save that, pull them all together, get them in there, and hit them with these like that. And then we've got another one, and look at that. The cooldown is fantastic. And because charge shot has a 9-second cooldown, even with the point spec with the amps, you know, then you really want the trigger fingers, you really want void pact, and even you might need a couple of shots of rapid fire, but you can get your charge shot up extremely quickly. Look at that. Look how fast we get her up. Boof. It hits so hard. It hits so hard, the charge shot, and it hits up to 5 targets, penetrates shields, and at full charge, it also pierces armor. Like it pierces armor, pierces shields, hits 5 targets, has long range, and hits like a truck. It's fantastic. Alright, so give the build a try, guys. I hope you like it, and pass it around, share it with your friends. Alright, I'll get more videos coming out to you soon. Next coming up is Spellslinger's PvP healing guide. Alright, check it out. I hope you all liked the video. If you did, please click this button here to subscribe to my channel, and check out my Wildstar playlist for more great videos.